Hey guys, welcome back. It's Claytano, and today I want to show you guys my insane double Odin arena offense. Let's go. Don't forget guys, every time you comment and like one of my videos this month, you'll be entered to win a Samsung tablet. Just make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit the bell so you're notified whenever I post a video, because the more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. Good luck. Alright guys, so for today's video, I just want to make sure that you understand the actual offense itself, the runes, the monsters, the skills, and everything about it first, and then after that we'll actually take it into the arena and we'll fight against a more common Guardian arena defense, so that way you guys can see it in action. Now if you're not really interested in all the theory crafting, I'll leave the timestamp to when the action starts in the comment section below. That way for those of you that just want to see the action, you can go jump straight to it. But if you're more interested on the how and why, then let's just get right into it, okay? So the one thing that I asked you guys to keep in mind though for this video is that all the damage that you're going to see from the Odins is based on having no skill ups, okay? So let's just go ahead and scroll down to my Odins here. There's one with 2 skill ups on turn 3 or skill 3 that doesn't actually affect the damage at all, and then there's no skill ups on the second one at all. The reason why is because both Odins are fairly new to me, and I don't know about you guys, but I don't have 20 Devilmon just lying around waiting for a new monster, unfortunately. I wish I did, but for today, they're not skilled up. Eventually I will skill them up because I love this arena offense so much, but just keep that in mind for today's video, okay? So the first thing we need to know though is the skills, and we need to understand the skills in order to understand why the offense works the way it does. So let's go through it skill by skill, and I'll explain to you guys everything as we go. So skill 1 is called Lightning Strike, and it attacks the enemy and steals 1 beneficial effect with a 50% chance. As we add skill ups, it actually gets increased to 100% chance, which is really nice, and it pairs nicely with his other skills as well. So skill 2 is called Gain Knowledge, and it's actually a passive. Now, this gains knowledge by the number of granted beneficial effects when you're granted with a beneficial effect. Okay, so basically, it's a ticker above your head that goes from 1 to 5 and gains 1 knowledge every time you're buffed with 1 beneficial effect. If you're buffed with 2 beneficial effects, you gain 2 knowledge, right? Very easy. Now you gain 3 knowledge when an enemy or an ally gets defeated, and you can have up to 5 knowledge. So basically that's what it's saying is that anytime somebody dies on the battlefield, you gain 3 knowledge. Very, very straightforward. That's all it means. Now, skill 3 is also a passive, so he has 2 passives. Now, skill 3 attacks the enemy while ignoring the enemy's defense by 15% for every knowledge you have whenever you attack. So, if you have 1 knowledge, you're ignoring 15%. If you have 2 knowledge, you're ignoring 30% defense, and so on and so forth, but you're not losing any knowledge when you're attacking until you have 5. So when you have 5 knowledge, you then ignore the entire enemy's defense, and then you go down to 0 knowledge. Now there's a lot more to this skill though, so let's keep reading, okay? Now it goes over again. If you have 5 knowledge, uses all of your knowledge to attack while ignoring the enemy's defense. In addition, if you get defeated while having knowledge, you will use all of your knowledge to be revived with 20% HP per knowledge. So basically, this is a perna passive, but you come back with the amount of HP based on the amount of knowledge you have. So if you have 5 knowledge, then you gain 100% knowledge back. If you have 4 knowledge, you gain 80%, and so on and so forth down. So now that we have a better knowledge of their skills, okay. We need to basically get them to having 5 knowledge as quickly as possible, because as soon as we get them to 5 knowledge, they're ignoring the enemy's defense and basically one-shotting anybody if they can do enough damage, right? So how do we do that? Well, there's a couple different ways that I was able to obtain 5 knowledge as quickly as possible. So the first things first is actually adding buffs to their rune sets. So if we take a look here, on my first Odin, I have him with Shield Will, so that gives him 2 buffs. Now since Shield gives buffs to the entire allied team, we don't need to have the second Odin on Shield as well, so we can have him do a little bit more damage, and I put him on Rage Will. So both Odins are going to start the fight with 2 stacks of knowledge. Now we just need to get them with 3 more stacks as quick as possible. So I actually went ahead and paired them with a Bernard, because not only does he give them another stack of knowledge with his speed boost, but he also gives them attack bar increase, and then he gives them a leader skill as well, which gives them 30% attack, so it helps them actually one-shot monsters even better. And really this offense is really focused on actually one-shotting units. If you're not one-shotting units, then you're not giving more knowledge to the other Odin. So if you're one-shotting a unit, then you give the Odin 3 stacks of knowledge. If you then take that Odin, one-shot a unit, then you give your other Odin another 3 stacks of knowledge, and they continuously just feed off each other. So they're just always one-shotting units and always using their knowledge, gaining knowledge back, using their knowledge, gaining knowledge back, and it's amazing. You guys will see it here in action. It's so much fun to watch. So with this though, it's giving them the ability to actually one-shot the monsters a little bit easier because it has that attack power leader skill. And then not to mention, we actually do some really good damage with Bernard as well, because I have him built on a crit damage build. As you guys can see here, plus 193 speed, and it's speed crit damage attack with the 1, 3, and 5 slot runes looking like that. Now, before I show you guys the Odin's runes, we have to have 2 more stacks. So let's give him attack power, and then maybe a little bit of shielding as well. So if we go to a unit like Bastet, it could be switched out for Megan, but Bastet works just fine. Her shield actually does stack with shield runes, so it counts as another stack of knowledge, plus more beefiness. Makes them not die as easy, right? So it's a win-win for her. Now she actually is built on speed, HP, accuracy with her 1, 3, and 5 slot runes looking like that, but she's on will to make sure that we can fight into Leo teams and still be just fine. She's a little bit slower than my Bernard at 169 speed, but she's going to finish off the 5 stacks for my Odins. So let's go ahead and take a look at my Odin's runes now, and you can see where he does a lot of damage. They're a little bit on the slow side. They do get cut every now and then, but with the amount of damage that they do and the amount of protection that they have, they're still typically fine either way. So here's my Odin though: 1445 attack, 94 crit rate, 196 crit damage. The nice thing as well is they awaken into resistance, so it helps them not get stunned, defense broken, skill reset, so that way they can worry about coming back to life, things like that as well. And then my other Odin is basically a twin of the first Odin, and it has a little bit more speed than the other Odin, but this one's actually going to go first, and it is on rage. So really, theoretically, we don't have to have 5 buffs on the second Odin. We only have to have 2 buffs on the second Odin, because the first Odin, seeing as how he is definitely going to be one-shotting a unit, then he'll give 3 stacks to the second Odin going after him. But with this offense, it just makes it easier because we're increasing the attack bar of all of the monsters, we're increasing the attack power, we're increasing the shield, the speed, and everything else. So it just works having them both on will and shield and giving them both 5 stacks immediately, okay? So with all that being said, let's go ahead now and take them into a common Guardian Arena defense, and I'll show you guys exactly how they work, okay? So I'm going to match up, and I already pre-checked out some of the defenses that we're taking a look at. It works against a lot of them, but we will take a look at one arena offense right here, and this is against this team. Now, Halphus, Triana, Camila, and Rakan is a super common Guardian Arena defense because it is very hard to beat. You can't really cleave it, and it does have RNG with bombing, and it's really hard to actually lushen this as well. So we have something here that is a extremely good arena defense, but we have a really good option or counter to it that doesn't really take that long. The only thing I will say though is that sometimes they might change the Rakan out with a Perna, so that way there's more reviving from the team. But really, either way, this arena offense is going to work the same no matter what, regardless. It might actually be even a little bit harder against Rakan, But yeah, let's just go into it, and I'll kind of explain what's going on as we go. Okay. All right. So of course we're going to get the first turn because we have a Bernard that's over 300 speed. My Bernard is not the fastest Bernard in the world either. There's plenty of Bernards that can be much faster, and mine does the job just fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Tailwind though to give us our first stack of knowledge. You'll see they gain 1 stack, so now they're at 3. And then I'm going to use Bastet to give us 2 more stacks with her increased attack power and the shield as well. And you can see 1, 2. And they don't stack with shield runes, so you can see they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buffs each. Very nice, right? So in this case, for this arena defense, the first thing I want to do is actually target the Triana. If I target the Halphas, the Camilla, the Rakan, or anything else, well, I'm not going to kill anybody because the Triana passive is going to keep them alive. And then that's going to leave my Odin with 0 because nobody died. And then it's going to be a really hard time trying to get him back up to 5 stacks. So we really want to make sure that we focus the correct units appropriately. Otherwise, we can get into some trouble if we're not smart with this arena offense. We just need to be smart, that's all. So first things first, I want to go ahead and attack that Triana. And I could actually gain an immunity as well because I can steal her buffs. Keep that in mind. Even with Halphas, if I happen to not kill him with 1 shot, my second Odin can actually steal his invincibility. And then we don't have to worry about anything after that, right? So there's so many good things that happen with this arena offense. Okay, let's just say Rakan starts soloing our team, kills one of my Odins. Well, we come back to life as long as we have a couple pieces of knowledge, and we don't have to worry about it either because then we'll just buff ourselves back up and then we'll eventually crit him and kill him 1 shot. Okay, let's go. So Triana dead. Okay, now we're like, okay, well, can we 1-shot the Halphas? Yeah, we could probably 1-shot the Halphas, but again, this offense is really reliant on how much damage you can do. If you can't 1-shot people, it may be rough. But the reason why I like this offense more so than Lucian's is that the rune requirements for these guys is actually nowhere near how good of runes you have to have on a Lucian in order to do 45,000 damage. And the fact that you're hitting all of the monsters, you're going to be getting cut by a lot of Nemesis healers all the time. Okay, and this is just safer. It's just safer, and it's way cooler. It's way cooler. Okay, let's go ahead and kill this Halphas 1-shot. Ooh, he has more than 43,000 HP. Good on you. That was actually really good. But we don't really need to worry about it too much because he's gonna take a turn here in a second. And okay, so he's going after my Bernard. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and use Curse of the Beautiful, and he's blocked anyway, so he can't even do anything. I'm gonna use my Bernard so that way my Odin on the right side is going to gain 5 stacks now, and he's back to where he needs to be in order to start 1-shotting people. Now, I typically go after Rakan first. It could get us in a weird situation where I don't 1-shot the Rakan because I don't crit, and then I just kind of have to basically auto it out until they crit and Rakan just gets withered down. It's really not any threat to me at all because right now he's going after my Bernard, which isn't really a threat either. So let's just go ahead. We're gonna tap on Rakan. Okay, we didn't crit him, but it's still fine. We crit him with that. He's gonna do his little passive and provoke me, but it's still fine because I don't have to worry about doing any skills anyway. So as long as I'm just damaging him with my first skill, it's gonna eventually get to the point where he's dead, right? It's really not even scary at all. And now at this point, I can just auto it out the rest of the way because again, I don't have any skills. I just have a bunch of passives, and Camilla isn't really going, she's not going to 1A focus my Odins. If she did for some reason become 3000 IQ and focus my Odins, then at that point I would just come back to life and I would kill her before she even worried about it. But yeah guys, that is my double Odin arena offense. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the thumbs up button and show that you liked it as well. If you comment down below, you might actually win a Samsung tablet. And then as far as the Instagram and Twitter 100 million download appreciation pack giveaways are concerned, I will be announcing those on March 1st for those of you that were asking about that as well. For the rest of the video now, just sit back, relax, and enjoy this amazing arena offense. It's so much fun to watch, guys. Have fun. All right. Later.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on a memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. 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 I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. Oh, clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. Do you remember how you held me then? Now you got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you. you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you. How long do I gotta keep you? I'm standing on the edge of a cliff. Realize there must be more to life than this. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Just grab my hand from heaven sent. With me tonight, I run away. We'll never forget the past, but what counts is our brand new start. Even if it hurts me or I get scared, just come take this risk now. We'll be prepared. I run away. I run away. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Keep your secrets there, keep them everywhere. Just you and I run away. I run away. But when there's no hope hiding, no chance concealing what deep down I felt for you. Oh, I regret for losing the one who loved me, for who I can't go back to. Walking through all the dust and reason frame, a past we simply left fade.